Planned on starting an hour early, then end up starting 15 minutes late. But technically, we're still 45 minutes from the normally scheduled show time. We got it figured out. Today sucks. I got to tell you right now. Couldn't connect to anything. And we're rolling off of Wi-Fi right now instead of the Ethernet. So we start glitching out. Again, we're relying on my computer skills and San Marcos Wi-Fi at the moment. So this show's all downhill from here. I'll guarantee you that. But gentlemen, how are y'all doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Well, that's good to hear. I just saw a did the Lady Vols beat Kentucky tonight?
They did.
Dang it! What was it? Oh, I'm so
ready to go.
60, 58. Damn, 60. I should have watched that game. I didn't.
It was a good game. Lady Vols, they were up fairly comfortably, and then Kentucky came back, and in the fourth quarter, I don't know what the stat was, but there was probably at least eight lead changes. I mean, they were just going back and forth, making clutch basket after clutch basket after clutch basket. And then we missed some free throws towards the end. Kentucky had a chance, and then couldn't inbound the ball. So they tried to inbound the ball basically at half court, and Mia Paldo, one of our twin freshman studs, got a tie up. She knocked it out, got a tie up, jump ball still with Kentucky. Kentucky goes to throw it in, and then Cooper she stole the inbound pass, and that was the ball game. So good defensive stand at the end, but it was a great game. And you see Trav just wrote in our comments, Cooper, when I was at EWS, remember like when I was coming to your house in Lejeune and stuff?
Yeah.
I went down to South Carolina for the weekend just to go kick it with Trav and stuff, and we went to go watch her play in high school because she's from around his way. And he was like, man, there's this McDonald's All-American girl, whoopty whoop whoop. We got to check her out. So the timing worked out. Got to watch her play in high school. You could tell she was going to be something special. So she started at South Carolina, transferred over to Tennessee, and she's been outstanding for us ever since. But James is correct. It looked really bad for Kentucky at the end. Couldn't just try down the ball.
Yeah, I mean that we came out hot. We got a good. We got a good team. Kenny Brooks. I'm so. KB's got a good squad. We'll be a top team in the SEC. We get into the tournament. We'll be all right. Especially if we get one of those top seeds and we get to play at home. But let's get right into it. We got Bama, Tennessee. I'm gonna get you off the hook. We gotta have a quick show, and we did the live watch. Jay said he wasn't in the mood to come dunk on T today, but I told him I'd pass the message on to him. You all have a bye week after getting beat by Kentucky. Got Bama on the road. How do y'all feel about that game? And let's just go ahead and talk about how you feel about playing a 3-year pro Saturday is what it looks like.
Hammer, I'll let you talk about the other game. I'll just with this dude, obviously being able to be a professional ball player after playing college and then coming back to college is a little absurd. So just conceptually, I'm not on board with it. Don't like what the Pandora's box that is not even Pandora because it's like all negative, but I don't like the Pandora's box that is opening up. But in terms of the game, I'd be curious to see how much of a difference maker he is. I mean, the whole reason he's fighting to come back to college is because he can't make it, or he's having, and no disrespect to him, but he's not able to make it at that next level. So he's probably equivalent to a good ball player at this level. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Wemby is about to start playing for Bama or Joker. That's not who we're going up against. We're going up against a guy who can't make it out of the G League. So don't like it conceptually, but in terms of game impact and all that, I don't anticipate this dude just coming out and giving everybody 20 and 20 or anything like that. Like Akpara is a fringe G League type dude too. You know, he's tall, he's long, athletic enough. So that's how I feel about that. But Hammer, you can talk about the actual matchup. Bro.
Well, to T's point, I mean, you know, everybody kind of hung up on the fact that this guy has played professional basketball, has had 3 NBA contracts. He's not played the first minute of ball in the NBA. So, I mean, I think we're putting a lot more emphasis on the fact that this guy's played professional basketball and he just played a game last week, a few days ago, maybe even this week. And then he's going to suit up for Alabama. So I know everybody's making kind of a big deal about that as far as, you know, it even being allowed, which the NCAA has already said he's not eligible to play because once you enter the draft, whether you get drafted or not, you forego any eligibility that you have left at the collegiate level. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in court. He did get the temporary injunction, however, so he's going to be allowed to play until the ruling is made. And I think I saw a date of January 27th is when the NCAA is going to have their eligibility hearing. But I don't know that it's going to have that much impact. In fact, unless Alabama really struggling, you know, rebounding, I don't know how much this guy's really going to factor into what Alabama likes to do on the floor anyway. If anything, it may sort of disrupt kind of their game flow and what they've done, or he won't have impact. So I don't really see this being a factor. What's going to be more of a factor is how Tennessee protects the basketball, how Tennessee does at the free throw line, and if we can manage to get a lead, can we hang on to it? Because that's something that we've struggled to do, and it's a tough place to play. So,
yeah, to y'all's point, I pulled up his G League stats for this season. He's played 10 games, averaging about 15 minutes, 5 points a game. I mean, he's even on the rebounding side, which you expect him to have. He's averaging 5 boards, and he's shooting 60% from the free throw line and only 50-some% from the field. And you would hope a big man in the G League is shooting a higher clip than that because you're just shooting around the rim. Now, I will say, I think the kid's name was Cyril, and I think he's been hurt. He had the knee injury against us, and they hadn't looked the same without that presence, the ability to pass the ball out of the paint and have a big body rebound. So maybe that's what Oats is looking for. I'm curious though. Say he does come out and he surprises and he balls and he gets a win and Alabama stacks a couple wins, and then the NCAA comes out and says, "Hey, we told you he wasn't eligible," and the court ruling says, "Yes, for sure he's not eligible." Do they have to vacate those games? It's like, where's the punishment going to come from if they determine, like, we told you couldn't play, you had this temporary restraining order, then it was solidified he can't play. Would you just got 2 free games out of this kid, or is there going to be some sort of punishment from the NCAA of like, hey, dude, we told you so?
I don't think they'll retroactively take anything. I think it'll just be like, so this is it moving forward. Like, because even though they said it, I suppose they are outruled by the court of law. So I don't know that it's the right look to then. And also, we were talking in our group chat how they're waiting on Congress or whoever to come in and save the day anyway. So yeah. The last thing you want to do is then go and vacate based off of a ruling from the judiciary system. So I think, yeah, you get your free games out of him, and then you just got to move forward saying, hey, he can't play anymore if that's what ends up happening.
Yeah, I got to wonder, though, what the district court in Tuscaloosa County is going to hold up against the NCAA. I know they got their temporary injunction, and I guess everybody's just resigned to, okay, fine. I don't know. I'm having a lot of problems with this whole situation. It has nothing to do with us. If it was Kentucky or Louisville or God, even Florida. I mean, it really wouldn't matter who it was. This whole situation is just completely nonsense. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, it
How
almost was
have we
us.
arrived at the point to where we're going and plucking G League guys that have played college basketball and coming back to use up their eligibility. It's the most absurd, ridiculous nonsense I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it is a joke. It's an utter joke.
I mean,
even the fact that the kid, what's his name, London Johnson, the one that we were supposed to play, that's now redshirting, that apparently is still going to be on the roster. It's like, dude, that's number one. It's stupid. Number two, it's a distraction for the entire program, because everything's going to be focused around their legal battles and all that. Like, it just, it's, what are we doing? You are either a professional or you're a collegiate athlete. Oh, excuse me. And
God bless you.
You shouldn't be able to bounce back and forth. It's not even like they're going to play a different sport. Like, it'd be one thing if it's like, hey, like, I used up a couple years of eligibility playing basketball. I went and played, and like, maybe I was a dual sport athlete. I come back, try to, like, I would buy it maybe if it was another sport. But it's
Brandon Whedon.
Sport. Yeah.
Brandon Whedon. From back in the day. Yeah.
That's the Texas A&M dude, right?
Yeah.
Or Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. He ended up. Was he a baseball guy, and then he came back and played football? Did he play for the Cowboys for a little bit?
He did, yeah. He was like
he was like a 27-year-old freshman or something.
Yeah. But to Hammer's point, I pulled this up because I was curious. It's like, all right, who like implemented the restraining order? Who was the one who said, like, yeah, I'm going to guarantee to play? And then I saw it was Tuscaloosa County Circuit Court. And I'm looking, all right, so James H. Roberts Jr. granted the restraining order. Conflict of interest. Reports noted that Judge Roberts and his wife are listed as active donors to the Crimson Tide Foundation.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say they got
contributions between $100,000 and $249,000.
What a shocker!
So the dude who's donating to the program is like, "Yeah, dog, I got you.
You can play. You're good.
You're eligible as fuck."
It's like,
go ahead and play, son.
Unbelievable that it's allowed, and in
the face of the NCAA saying no, he's not eligible to play. You know what I mean? That's why I'm really questioning how this is going to hold up.
Yeah, and Hammer, since we started the show, we have questioned the NCAA, and since NIL started and whatnot, and all three of us was like, the power the NCAA thought it had all went away when the Supreme Court ruled that NIL was a thing, and really it's their own fault, because they could have started paying athletes and done the thing, and they fought it for so long, and then someone stepped in, and then all of a sudden all the power just disappeared, and things like this are proving that, like, yes, NCAA can fine or suspend or coaches or vacate whatever they want. Look at Michigan most recently, but really they just don't have. They just don't have.
They don't have any. They're grasping at straws right now.
Yeah. And Tuscaloosa Circuit County Court judge or whatever is just like spitting in the NCAA's face, like, yeah, no, I'm good. And he probably just got granted season tickets next year for absolutely free. So congratulations to him.
Took a dump in their kitchen and walked out.
Yeah, I even posted that on X, man. I was just like, how is this even legal? Like, so hopefully something comes in. I don't want I don't want Congress or whoever to save the NCAA. Like, I don't like the NCAA. I don't like how they run as a entity, because all they've been is a money grab for the longest. But that's basically what they're trying to hold on and wait for. Like, hey, Congress, please make some rules, come in, save us. Because at this point, they cannot make rules that anybody's gonna abide by. Look at tampering. Tampering is not. You're not allowed to tamper, and the portal shows us everybody tampers.
Yeah, look how many players find the portal.
Yeah,
everybody tampers.
Go in the portal with do not contacts and stuff. Like, you're not ascribing yourself a do not contact if you don't already know where you're going. You don't already know where you're going if somebody hasn't had like conversations with you that theoretically are tampering. So yeah, we've been on it for a year and a half or whatever, NCAA it's a joke, and they're just raking in billions of dollars for no reason. Like they provide no assistance, help, governance.
Have you seen Pope's press conference from last night?
Yeah, saying that, hey, sure, the courts can say one thing, but the NCAA still says who makes the tournament.
Yeah, I'm going to play that real quick for if anybody who hasn't seen it. I imagine most people have, but if you haven't seen it, I'm going to play it real quick because it is an interesting kind of take. Like, I mean, and again, I don't think the NCAA makes the move, but if they legitimately, if what he's saying is accurate and that's like the last grasping straw power that they have, shoot, that would definitely make a statement because, like he says here, this is what we all play for.
Now with eligibility, this is a we're all shaking our hands, being like, this is so incredibly creative. I'll give you my 2 cents just so you have it. At some point, I don't have hard feelings towards anybody making any decision because every single college program and college coach are the most competitive people in the world. They're going to try and find any avenue they can to find an advantage. It's what we're paid to do. It's what we do. The one stopgap that is kind of spreading right now that maybe has some legs, it's kind of a last stand, is the NCAA does get to decide who gets to go to the NCAA tournament. Like, they get to decide that. They have that power. And so at some point when they've been
It's a good pace for him to Fury's on right there.
It's a good ace in the pocket, right? Like, you are pretty much, I mean, it's about the best Hail Mary, broken arrow, or whatever you want to call it that they can do. Like, all right, cool. No March Madness for you.
Yeah,
like,
you wanna play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Yeah. So they don't have many shots left, but that is a good broken arrow for them. By broken arrow, I'm referring to we were soldiers and, like, the last ditch, just in case nobody's getting referenced.
It is an interesting play. Again, I don't think it actually happens. It would be a move of like, hey, we told you so. Especially if these, courts are getting involved and they just, they somehow are able to slow the process down enough where it lasts until March, right? And you've won some games, and okay, well here's your punishment. Enjoy the NIT or whatever, the Crown Jewel tournament, whatever the heck you can play if you aren't in the tournament. And I do like I did like Pope's, like, hey, we're paid to find an advantage, aka if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But also Nate Oats angry and stop sucking as much is essentially, if you read between the lines, what he said. And Cal, I won't pull up those ones, but Cal has been beating that drum all season. I mean, he's dropped some one-liners that are priceless. Like we're playing against kids who, looking up in the stands, waving at multiple kids and use their NIL checks to pay alimony and stuff. It's like, it is crazy. 26, 27. And we thought all that was going to go away when the COVID years vanished, but it's not. They're just finding new ways to do it. I am genuinely curious though on why these things are seemingly so easy to get eligibility or, get back to college on the basketball side, but then the Diego Pavias, the
Chambliss.
Yeah, Chambliss, your guy. He's Joey. Yeah, like, what's the difference? Is it obviously is a different governing body or whatever that's making these decisions? Why is it? Because you would think if it's so easy for these guys to come back on the basketball side that that Chambliss asking for a year because of his JUCO. Similar thing for Joey. Why they're having so much trouble getting that eligibility to come back and play ball?
Oh, dude, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think anybody knows what they're doing. I don't think a single person at the NCAA knows what they're doing. I think they.
Yeah, Hammer, I saw you getting ready to say something, but you're muted, I think.
No, am I good?
Yeah, you're good now. Yep.
Okay. Well, that's just it. The NCAA said this guy is not eligible to play. And so Nate Oats runs to his donor buddy down there and says, oh, no, yeah, you can play. And it's interesting, too. If you read a few paragraphs down in that court document, they have outlined in there that the NCAA cannot take any action against them, any adverse action or punishment or penalty. Like,
Really?
so you're telling me that a judge in Tuscaloosa County is going to tell the NCAA, number one, no, you're going to let this kid play, and two, you can't do anything to the school if he does, even though you said he's legally not allowed to play. Like, what are we doing? Can somebody grow a set of stones and make some rules and stick by them?
I mean,
It's absolutely absurd. And the only people I probably hate more than the NCAA is Congress. We don't need those jokers getting involved in this thing either.
yeah,
We sure don't.
We need something that resembles a college football playoff committee. People, the smartest people in whatever room they're standing in, to come in and fix this thing. Because it's getting completely, utterly out of hand.
It's already absurd with the COVID year and stuff, and like we're giving kids COVID years that weren't even playing college sports during COVID.
Maybe we're going to have 26-year-old kids playing football in the fall.
Yeah,
20. I say kids. We're going to have 26-year-old, twice divorced, lay concrete through the week, go play football on the weekend. Because Carson Beck admitted he's been to class in 2 years.
Yeah. He said, I don't go to class. I graduated 2 years ago.
Stetson Bennett was in college 7 damn years and never graduated.
Yep. That's an even bigger accomplishment.
So what they said I was listening to the Sports Animal during my lunch break today, and they were like, they kind of mentioned what you did, Hammer, how you probably can't exclude them all the way from the tournament. They're like, but you can choose where you see them. Go ahead and match them up. Go ahead and match them up against Arizona, or what
seed in the West sounds like a good place for them.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And there won't be any. There won't be anything anybody can do. I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to sue. They're going to go sue the tournament committee and say, "Oh no, we should be higher," and the judge is going to say, "Yeah, you got to at least be a 4 seed."
Yeah. So short of them, Bama winning the SEC regular season title and the SEC tournament, and then still being a 12 seed or something, like, yeah, exactly. They're not going to have a leg to stand on, and NCAA is going to be like, hey, we followed the court order. Go enjoy trying to make it to the Final Four through Arizona and Michigan State and Iowa State and whatever else.
9 game in the West.
Go on a load. Yeah.
That way
load that bracket up.
Second round.
Yeah.
Bluegrass.
Well,
you're right though. It is the Wild Wild West.
Yep.
Coach Evans, we're not surprised.
Yep. I was just about to pull it up. Not surprised she killed it. Another thing that's since Selena and I have been teammates, she continuously beats me to the punch of things that I would like to do on the radio. First, she gets to do a call for a basketball game. I didn't get to listen to it, but I got the link, so I'm looking forward to going back and listen to the replay. Someone getting hollered at. But let's move on to Louisville. Mikel Brown, full participant in practice. Have you heard anything? Is he playing? Because I think most of college basketball thinks that he's still shrugging at you right now. We don't really know if he's coming back to play.
Yeah, I think I would be surprised if he played Saturday. I think the whole idea right now is, if I'm reading the tea leaves correctly, to have him ready for Tuesday or Monday rather, when we go play Duke. So we're playing Virginia Tech. It's at home. Like, we can't win that game without him. Oh well, but we didn't deserve it anyway. But yeah, I would be surprised if he played Saturday. I haven't really heard anything outside of the fact that, obviously he announced the beginning of the week that he was going to be a full participant, and then PK was talking about it, I think, yesterday, and all he really said was just that, like, hey, like, we're working him back in. We're trying to see where it's going to go, but it is an improvement. Like, he actually is on the practice floor, and from what I understand, going, full out. So I wouldn't mind maybe him, if he's good to go, wouldn't mind maybe getting him a couple of minutes on Saturday, kind of restrict him, just get him in there for a handful of minutes, try to knock some of the rust off because he's been out for 8 straight games, rather than throwing him right back into the fire, going down to Cameron Stadium and dealing with those yahoos as his first game back in almost 2 months, it feels like. But dude, it's a step in the right direction. It gives me a little bit of hope that he's going to play. So we'll just see if there's any setbacks, and then like I said, I don't think he's going to play Saturday, but I think the idea is for him to be available Monday, which should give us a much better chance. Albeit, Duke is obviously a very good team this year, and they're hard enough to beat, let alone trying to go on the road and do it.
Do you think there's any chance he's just sandbagging this season? Because he's going to be a lottery pick whether he plays another minute in college or not.
I mean, it will. The next 4 or 5 days will tell us. Because if he's a full participant in practice all week this week, and this injury report that we're doing now in the ACC comes out tomorrow, and maybe he's questionable, or he's not on there anymore, and then he does not suit up for Monday, I think that says a lot.
Yeah.
So,
and I guess that's fine if that's what he wants to do, but just say that.
Exactly. And that's the thing. That's the thing. If you're like, hey, I'm worried about my health, I'm trying to prioritize my future. Like, cool, dude. Yeah, that's fine. You're gonna go make your millions.
Yeah, everybody understand, but and I'm not saying that's what it is, AB. I'm just I just can't outside looking in and very ignorant layman eyes on it. It seems really strange. That this kid is having this much problem at this age with his back. So
I mean, like I said, the next few days will show, and then hopefully he's back out there. We're obviously a much better team with him than without him, so it'd be great to get the best prospect we've had in a couple of decades back out on the court. So
he's a difference maker. Lets you guys play in the right positions, and as we've seen, he can go off for 30 in a second. But I mean, we're staring down the same sort of thing, with JQ, the knee swelling and whatnot. It's like, what does he do? And we keep losing bodies to injury, and season it ends up being, but it's going to be, 6 weeks to 2 months at minimum. So then how do you even get him into late conference play or tournament play with the rotation after you hopefully have things figured out without him? But Jaden Quayton's the rumor is Pops is kind of in his ear and his team is in his ear about, hey man, you're already a lottery pick. No need to risk it. Either one, health, or two, going out there and showing maybe you got some flaws in your game type thing. But I mean, we can absolutely use that, freak athlete, defensive menace, rebound machine on the team. But at this point, I think you have to expect him not to play. And if either aren't playing, Mikel, JQ, talked about this before, I do think there's a lot of benefit to the team knowing they ain't coming back. Like when J-Lo decided I'm having season-ending injury on my shoulder, I'm not coming back. Zell knows I'm PG1 on this team now. I got to figure it out. Like there's no hope of like, okay, we'll eventually get it all together when our team is healthy again, like Kentucky was, in December when we're losing games. Don't worry, we're going to get guys back. We got guys back for a minute, and then they are out again. So eventually you got to just kind of change the mindset of we're not getting these guys back, and we got to figure out what we got. But going into the Kentucky game, Texas, another 4-game win streak now in SEC play. Another close game. We had a double-digit lead there for a minute. They fought back. We ended up winning by 5. So did not cover the 7.5. So good teams win, great teams cover. We aren't quite the great team yet, but we are showing life. And we did show, I think, good response and resilience when Cam goes down. So the question was asked a little bit ago by Davo, if I think we're going to get Bray Hawthorne in there and burn the red shirt, which has been questionable why they're doing it anyways. He is similar about my comments on Nate Ament pretty much all season. His build, his frame isn't quite ready for college basketball, in my opinion, but he is a bucket. Like, the kid can score, and if he can get to a spot, he'll be dangerous. Now, do I think he'll be a liability on defensive end and get pushed around? Yes. To answer the question, no, I do not think he ends up burning the red shirt. I think we'd have to get pretty desperate for him to come in. One, he's not going to be a direct Cam replacement anyways. So, like, yes, we have more depth, but, like, where does he really fit into the lineup? Who knows? And then I had made a post about Braden Hawthorne and it not making sense. If he's supposed to be this guy, a redshirt doesn't matter anyways, because even if he doesn't really play a lot this year, he ain't going to be with us for 4 years, especially in college basketball dynamic right now. He's either going to play well, go to the league, or he's going to play well or play, really well, get paid somewhere else. Like, there's very rarely are you going to spend 5 years at one university right now. So the red shirt didn't quite make sense to me, outside of if he is redshirted, he knows I'm not getting in the game, so I can focus on nutrition, focus on the weight room, focus on everything for next year. And then got some surprising kind of DMs, and basically it was, hey, he's sticking to the plan. Like, we're trusting the plan. So I don't think he comes back. If he does, I think we're in kind of a desperation mode there and not really knowing what we're doing. What I think ends up happening is people are going to be upset about it. The initial impact is Brandon Garrison is going to get more minutes. Bottom line, he's been seeing more minutes than people want to. He steps up in some cases. He regressed in some cases. His game just ebbs and flows. You never know what you're going to get from Brandon Garrison. But I think his minutes go up. You'll see a couple more 2 big man lineups, or he'll come in to relieve Moreno Moore at the 5, and you'll see Yelovich and Mo Diabata play in that 4 spot. And I also think over time, you're going to see a lot more Trent Noah. That was the headline for the show, is Kentucky boys battling back in Rupp. Travis Perry transfers to Ole Miss. He's actually been playing pretty well. I think he's got 2 or 3 games with double-digit scoring. He's always going to be able to shoot the rock well, so if he can get open, he's going to be dangerous from 3. And now you got Trent Noah, who's going to be expected to get a lot of playing time now that Cam is gone. I truly believe in my gut that while Trent Noah is not Kent Williams, he's not the defensive menace, he's not a 6'8" wingspan kind of guy who you can throw in the starting lineup right away. But what Trent Noah is a high IQ, high motor basketball player who, if he plays with confidence and will take the shot, can shoot just as well, if not better, than Cam Williams. So what I need from Trent Noah moving forward to step up in this role is to have that Ansley Amanor mindset. I had the pleasure of interviewing Ansley when he committed to Kentucky. And I asked him, hey, you had the opportunity to go from FDU to other schools and get more playing time, more exposure, at least on the court. Why did you take Kentucky, make that big jump? And, did you ever consider, like, maybe you weren't ready? And he was like, absolutely not. I always knew I was ready to play at Kentucky. Like, I always knew, like, I had the ability to come here and play well and be value added to a team. I just never got the chance. Like, no one ever saw me enough to watch me play. So as soon as I got that opportunity, I took it. And then he came in here and we saw him have massive games in top 15 matchups to help us win. So what I need is Trent Noah to step up, have the mindset of, hey, I transferred from South Carolina, or I lifted my the letter of intent from South Carolina to come play for Pope at Kentucky because I knew I was capable of doing it. Go out there, light it up in a game against Ole Miss where you should be able to come in there and get good minutes and not get pushed around too much. It's not like we're dropping you into Florida or Tennessee or Arkansas or something like that. Come out here, build some confidence, and I think he can be a suitable 3/4 man to replace Cam Williams. I will see if that's a terrible take or not here in the next few games. But I really, really do believe that he is a capable replacement for Cam. And Joshy Boy, not necessary. All right? It's uncalled for. And if you recall just a few days ago,
I missed that. About time we got some backup in the comments. Appreciate you, Joshy Boy.
Let me just put it on there. Don't forget, we walked in your trap.
Dear Jesus. And here goes
and
Kyle.
took your trap. Am I lying?
Sit there and tell me you're proud of that 17-point meltdown by Tennessee.
Yes.
Yes, he is proud because that's all he's got to hang his hat on this year.
I don't care how it happens. I don't care how we get there. Win the ball game. And that's what we've been doing in 4 in a row. All right?
I think we're lucky to host in the NIT right now. We're going on the road. We're going on the road in the NIT.
We will have to play pickup games.
I legitimately wonder
on the blacktop in April if we want to play basketball.
That's right.
See that?
I legitimately wonder when the last time all 3 of us were in the NIT was. I don't know that I have ever
possibly
seen
looking at the first time.
We are not going to the NIT. Y'all need to knock it off. We are currently.
You are definitely going to the NIT.
In the old back of time.
You can't say
no way. No way. We could close out this month with a win against Vandy, who is on a slide, to be quite honest. I've been a fluke. The big test is going to be Arkansas. We got to play Arkansas in Arkansas, which right now, that team playing at home looks damn near unbeatable.
Arkansas,
so that's going to be super tough.
Thumped Vandy yesterday. Thumped.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but when they're away from that building, they don't look.
Yeah.
So that's what happens when you play high school teams in the non-conference schedule. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Vandy. Yeah, I think Vandy. Yeah, I think Vandy was a smoke show. To be honest, I think it was just a smoke screen. That's all it was. And now they're having to play the actual competition.
That's not it. It's just Rando's beating his chest like he came in there and beat Tennessee by 30 or something. That's just that's what it is.
I'm beating my chest because we walk into Thompson Bowling and walk out with a W over and over and over and over again.
2 seed and host the NIT in the Food City Center.
But honestly, a lot of Kentucky fans were talking about it after Texas. Is like we didn't play a bad game. Like we defensively weren't as great as we had been, but we still had steals and scores in transition and key turnovers in key moments. We let them put up 80 at home, so it wasn't the same kind of defensive performance we've had in the past. To keep us in games or help us come back in these double-digit deficits. But we kind of let the foot off the gas late in the game, and execution was poor. We still went 4 minutes, I think, without a field goal. Now we got to the free throw line to help us score points. But Kentucky fans, I being one of them, have realized we're not going to go anywhere. Doesn't matter who we play. I don't think we're going to go anywhere and blow anybody out. I'd be like lucky to cover a game. We just have to be scrappy and win. At the end of the day, like late game situations, we have been good in SEC play. We have grown from that from, even the Missouri game at the very beginning. We're going to win ball games by 1 or 2 possessions. And you just got to hope we got the rock in our hands or we have a good defensive stance to win the ball game late. We're not going to blow anybody out. It's just not going to happen.
We're going to have to win the TBT. We're going to have to go play in the basketball tournament. That's our best chance.
Yeah, that's the one where the banner is just a white banner with black letters. It's just basketball.
It's just the basketball tournament.
Sports.
$1 million for the winner. That's the basketball, and you just there's like a big bracket, and you just Velcro your team as you move on. That's about the best that we got.
Yeah, but you're gonna go play in that tournament, and you're gonna have to play all the actual TBT teams.
Yeah, and we'll probably still lose.
Probably still lose
because we'll just turn the ball over too much.
Turn the ball over. Yep.
And shoot sub 70% from the free throw line. You know what's crazy about the Kentucky game is our assist to turnover ratio was one of the better that it's been in the last few games. The problem is turnovers at the wrong time. And
Yep.
12 is still too many.
Yeah.
You're still not taking care of the ball, but just really bad turnovers. It's not like that one that Colin Chandler stole wasn't like some incredible play from him. Like he hustled and he did what he was supposed to do. But Gillespie passed it to the inside from the top of the key to that elbow extended part of, like, the angle wasn't there, and you went to the defender's side of, like, so again, he had a 2-to-1 assist to turnover, like, in a box score. That
Did you hear Colin talk about that play that he stole the
No.
ball? So they interviewed him. Yeah, it was a lazy pass. They interviewed him after the game, and he said that Rick Barnes had called the play out from the sidelines, and that Rick Barnes had called that play out multiple times from the sideline, and he heard it, knew how to key on that play, which is why he jumped that pass. Now, it was a lazy pass, and it was something that, it came that, I think you got to close space where you throw that pass. But it was interesting how we had talked about the game before that. Was it A&M you guys went double overtime with?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. A&M y'all went double overtime with, and both at the end of regulation and in the first overtime, Rick Barnes left 2 timeouts in his pocket. I believe y'all had at least 1 timeout there, and instead he calls a play out from the sidelines, let you guys play, and it results in a turnover. I wonder at what point he realizes he doesn't have Zakai Ziegler and Meshack and these guys in the game for late game execution, and he has to you burn those timeouts and run something in, like, legit face kneecap to kneecap Marine Corps cliche, be like, hey, dude, this is what we're doing. Don't turn a daggone ball over. Like eventually you got to realize who your team is, and you don't have what you don't have.
Yeah, and it does seem like he's kind of struggling to adapt to that, because in his press conferences, he's still talking about how they don't lose this game and all that kind of stuff. Like, that doesn't matter, dog. We don't have them. So I don't I don't care what they would or would not have done. Like, yeah, I mean, that's it. His lineups, and me and Hammer mentioned it. Like, you can't sit Gillespie out for 4 minutes to end the half. Like, let him play with 2 fouls. Let him play with 2 fouls. We cannot do anything if he's not on the court. Like, we are absolutely paralyzed. So you sit him out for 4 minutes, and then Kentucky's able to cut that deficit down to, what was it, like 11 at halftime?
Yeah, it was 11 at halftime. Yep.
So he I don't know. Like, on one end, he's trying to have, like, too much hope and faith that he thinks you could sit Gillespie out for 4 minutes and that we could do anything to close a half. But then on the other side, he wants to go into these press conferences to talk about guys we used to have. Like, we all know Zakai is his favorite player ever. We love it. We love Zakai as Tennessee fans, but guess what? He's not suiting up for us right now. So you got to move on from that. And I'm with James. Like, if I'm a current player, I don't need to. If you want to yell at me in the locker room and say Zakai would never do this, fine, that's one thing. But to go out and go blast me in a press conference, I'm not keen to that.
Yeah, that was honestly kind of a surprising move from him. I don't think.
Yeah, and I think he's looking at it as, I'm gonna come out here and be blunt and blah blah blah. But I think that was a misstep. I love Coach Barnes, but we can acknowledge when he's jacking up too, and
yeah,
substitution patterns have been bad. I think that he's probably talking out of frustration, but some of his press conferences haven't been it.
Yeah.
Well, and we went to that, talking about the Chandler play. We ran that a handful of times, and twice the ball was in the wrong place. Like, it went to the inside instead of the outside. So you guys picked that off twice, and it was more than just that he heard it from the sideline. Like, we made the same pass 2 or 3 times in the wrong place. We're just begging you to take the ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what's so frustrating, I think, from our perspective, is the stuff that we're seeing has never been an issue for Rick Barnes' teams at Tennessee. And you know. And
then we just continue to make the same mistake. Like if you make mistakes, cool, it happens. You cannot make the same mistake twice, and you certainly can't continue to make the same mistake. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's what Hammer was just talking about. I know there's a delay between the show and the comments, but yeah, it's a good pick up there. When Hammer said it, and we did talk about this beginning of the season. To Tennessee fans was like, it's been a long time. Rick Barnes has had to really piece together what seemed like, I want to say whole new roster, but like key pieces. I mean, Gainey gone, Zakai gone, Meshack gone, like big time players. You had to really rebuild a lot from the portal. So it might be just a little bit of that. Just there's not, a continuity. Like you had Zakai there, and you had, key pieces that knew what Rick Barnes wanted, and then you just pull one killer like Connect or one killer
like Chaz. Yeah.
Thank you, Chaz. Tumor kicking in, man. This thing, brain fog is killing me. Anyways.
No, you're correct. You're correct. Like losing the continuity was huge, and like Bishop Boswell is our continuity, and you can tell that he embodies it, but it seems to me that he's kind of having a hard time translating it to to the other guys. But the other thing, I don't think we had a successful portal. We struck out on a couple shooting guards, and it's showing glaringly. We tried to get the guy to come from Maryland with Gillespie. Yep. And we just got outbid by USC. And you remember we talked about that guy from Louisiana Tech, Rando? Like he was scoring a ton of points at Louisiana Tech. I don't even know where he ended up going. But we pursued him.
Pierre, he went to SMU.
Okay, and I don't know how he's doing, but like we pursued a couple scorers, and then we lost the one dude to Cam Carr to Baylor.
Yeah,
so
I was just about to bring that up to you.
Yeah, so we struck out on the portal and really constructing the team the way we need to, and then probably the guy who would have been our primary two is at Baylor lighting it up. So. It's just our roster is not where it needs to be from a talent perspective. And you're right. The continuity piece was huge also.
Yeah. And I think everybody expected a little bit of regression, but what we didn't expect was the issue with the turnovers, the issue with some just absent-minded defense at times. And, the free throws. And that's what we've had to say every week, Rando. I mean, T and I could record this and just push play when you ask us what we saw in the Tennessee game, and it's the same crap.
Turnovers and free throws.
Turnovers, can't hit a free throw.
Yeah. So, and I don't think that's anything you fix in season. I really don't, because we haven't seen any improvement. We did improve assist to turnover ratio. But if you evaluate the quality of the assist versus the detriment of the turnover, obviously we erased a 17-point lead.
Yep.
So
yeah, James, I think you're probably messing with us, but in reality,
I think he's being serious. I think he's being genuine. Yeah,
great.
Yeah, all the reports are that Amin is a stellar kid. Like he is open and accepting to being coached hard by Rick Barnes. Like. He's acknowledging that Tennessee fans have been pretty frustrated with him, and he seems to have turned a corner. That was like what, 3 straight solid games. But I'm glad he's high character, but I would like for him to be a high performer like some of these other freshmen that are out there. He's slowly getting there.
We'd trade a few speeding tickets for a few more double doubles.
Yeah. That's right.
I would encourage you, if you're watching the show. Yeah, I didn't think so. He said I wasn't trolling. I would go. I believe it's Netflix. Go watch the Shaq AI Reebok documentary. When Shaq became president, AI was VP. It shows the recruitment of Amit to Reebok, and he sits down and they chase him through high school, and they sit down with his family. And even as a senior in high school, he was well spoken. He's very close to his family. Like. Legit, he was a kid where like level-headed, intelligent, high character, just like he's got that piece figured out. If he can get his feet under him on the basketball side, which I think is going to require another year of college ball, I don't know that we're going to get that because of what the NBA drafts on potential-wise. But I do think he's got the tools, especially up here. He's got the tools and he's got the family background to be successful. And that's my transition to, if you're a Kentucky fan, please put in the comments what you think about Dink Pate, because last night it was reported that Kentucky reached out. And then right after that, Pope goes on his rant, seemingly calling people out for taking G League players who were former pros. Now, Dink Pate was also in that documentary because he's a Reebok athlete. Chase Atkins, actually Shaq's son, was the one who identified him as a kid to go in. 17, went to the G League, decided to forego college basketball, even though he had offers from Auburn, Bama, Arkansas, big schools. So not the same as Badeko or how you say the kid from Bama, or let's go back to Bama's name. But Bediako. Not the same as him, but he still made the decision to not take NIL contract and play college ball because he said, hey, I'm good enough to go G League, get paid there, and then expedite my way into the NBA that way. Now, that seems to be a misjudgment because he has not made himself on a consistent NBA roster, and now he's looking to play college ball. So curious on what Kentucky fans think. One, do you want Dink Pate? And two, after Pope's comments, do you think that's actually a possibility? Because it was just now reported a couple hours ago that he said, I want to play at Kentucky if they reach out, if they say they want me, in the quote. So I'll open up. In my mind, those things are too similar to said he was not going to accept what he thought the NCAA should fight against. Yes, Dink Pate didn't go to college, didn't actually make it, through the draft and get through that process, but he forgoed his eligibility.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Went pro as a G leaguer, and now wants to come back because it didn't work out. So I still think that is in the realm of Pope saying that's not what we're going to accept here. We're not going to recruit that. But I'm curious on what y'all think. If you think there's a wiggle room there where maybe Pope is like it's same but different.
You can't talk out of both sides of your neck like that. The kid went and played professional basketball. We're acting like the G League is not fucking professional basketball. It is still professional basketball. And I mean, I guess the only thing you could draw a comparison to would be these dudes that play overseas and then come here. They do the same thing essentially. They play overseas, 17, 18, 19, whatever, and then they come here and play college ball, right? Somehow that's a loophole. But if you said, I'm going to come out of high school, I am going to forego my ability to play in college, and then because you're gambling on being able to make it in the pros, and then you get there, and it turns out you can't hack it. We shouldn't be sob storying people who chose to go play professional sports back in with college kids who didn't do that and did things the right way.
Yep.
It's I don't even understand how this is even being entertained.
Did Pate enter his name in the draft, or did he just sign a contract as an undrafted free agent?
Signed a contract with the G League. I think after the season he entered his. I believe the G League is similar. I should have done more research. I believe the G League is similar as college ball, where you can enter your name into the draft, do the combine things, and then withdraw. I don't know if that's the same exact process with the G League. But again, he decided he still has his eligibility left, I guess, if they were to change the ruling or change the rules to be it's you didn't actually make an NBA roster, so similar to what Ortega did last year. I went to the NBA Combine, got some feedback, pulled my name out of the draft at a certain point. I thought T-Pay was
it doesn't sound like a cool, action character name. It doesn't sound like it's legit.
Yeah. Okay. So Whiskey's got my back here. Did not enter his name into the draft.
Okay.
And I have this right here, and AB brought it up.
That, but for eligibility purposes, would make him eligible, I think, because he didn't go through the draft process.
Yeah,
That's how their eligibility reads.
Yeah, I looked this up.
And
I looked this up
down the
last
rabbit
night.
hole we go.
Draft.
Yeah, I looked this up last night and I got out of it because I was like, okay, so where's the eligibility go? And it was talking about how you had the choice. He decided to not use his college eligibility and become a professional basketball player through the G League. Now, again, there's so many loopholes and whatnot. I could see what Whiskey was talking about of like next year Pate being a Wildcat. Coming in the offseason, if they change rules, maybe. I just like all the things we talked about, we were going back and forth with the midst of things like, why would you fight to bring this kid back? It's just going to tear the locker room up. Like, what does it say? I know we've had some injuries, but what does it say to our locker room? We still have players who played for the team last year or Pope went to recruit or even are sitting on the bench with a red shirt. We're like, hey, y'all aren't good enough to step up. I'm going to bring this kid in mid-season, hope it all fits, and also like I thought Dink Pate had a decent head on his shoulders too, but he's also if you watch the documentary, he's also a very flashy guy. He's very much, he loves himself some Dink Pate, and that's perfectly fine. You need to be confident if you're going to be a professional athlete, but like that may not mesh with what we got going on right now in the locker room, So I don't like the addition, and I also had the argument come to me of like, well, what's the difference between the EuroLeague guys coming over? And that construct to me is so different than what we have over here in the States. Like these dudes start playing professional basketball like as soon as possible, right? Like how old was Luka when he started playing pro ball? Like 16, if not earlier, right?
15, 16, something like that. Yeah.
They don't necessarily have the ability to just come over here to the States, play high school, whatever, get recognized and play college ball. They go over there, their dynamic is to play pro ball, whether at university or whatever, and then, they get recognized for being good. Then they get pulled over, right? And those rules have already been in place by the NCAA. So that's why, in my mind, it's different. If
they didn't go through the draft process. That's what's different.
I need to look that up. I need to look that up for sure. Okay.
Oh, I don't know if you've heard NC Josh Elander, but my podcast fee is 25% from Danny White.
That's what I was going to say. Don't forget, Danny White's got it out for Hammer, so he's going to charge us more than just 15%.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We'll go ahead and wrap that up. I think it is interesting dynamic. We start off the show basically talking about Bama and their G Leaguer pro guy they're bringing back, and Kentucky's talked to him, and all these schools are reaching out and trying to find advantages, as Pope says. But there's got to be some sort of guardrails to it. It's getting dangerous because it's similar to it seems funny, but the uproar that happened in college football a few years back when these programs were going to get like 28-year-old Aussie punchers to come in there and like boom the ball down. It's like, hey, we also want to give high school kids a chance to play college ball, right? It's very different ends of the spectrum, but we do have high school athletes out here trying to fulfill their dream of being a collegiate athlete at whatever level. We can't be letting dudes who had the opportunity, went pro, and then come back just because they couldn't hack it, like Hammer said, get another shot at it. Like it's silly. We got to be able to maintain some sort of integrity of the college basketball game, even with NIL. And yes, payers should be played because of the revenue they're generating for their play for the university. But man, let's make it safe. Let's make it smart. And again, let's put some guardrails on it so there's at least some preservation of the great game and integrity of college football, college basketball, all collegiate sports around athletic departments throughout the country.
Yep.
I mean, who wants to stop Kevin Durant from coming back and playing? How is he any different than this joker that's going to play at Alabama? How's it any different?
He's got 3 years of eligibility left.
Yeah, he had to give up his Hall of Fame jacket, I guess. I will say one thing. You will call me a hypocrite real quick, and I'll be fine with it. If Oscar Tshiebwe decides he wants to come back, screw all the rules. Bring him back. Bring his ass back right away.
Here we go.
The way Tshiebwe went out, he didn't deserve it. So if he decides to leave Utah, wherever he is right now, and come back to Kentucky, I'm deleting all these podcasts, and I'm saying, hey.
What didn't he deserve?
Man, he couldn't even get out of the first round of the NCAA tournament, man.
Yeah, that was a rough couple years.
He's gonna have his jersey
May
in the
not be
rafters.
hurt,
At least
he's
he should be.
used to it.
Here we go. See, that's a
Bring
great.
Oscar home.
All right, all
Bring
right,
Oscar
all
home.
right, all right, all right.
Yeah, all right. Get out of here.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
Change the rules for Oscar. All right, y'all. Hey, I appreciate y'all being flexible for this show, jumping on an hour early. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Please go and check us out on at Heavy Pour Sports on YouTube, Border Rivals HPS on X. We also have a Heavy Pour Sport on TikTok, and a couple things of note at State Line Co. Work things for Kentucky and other schools. Trying to get a collaboration going for everybody, but we also already have something working with Bluegrass Elite apparel. So they are going to be dropping some Heavy Pour Sports Kentucky Louisville gear on. It is owned by a Marine, so that's we love shout out to them. So veteran owned and operated, everything made to order, and we're coming out with what I think is some fire designs that are going to hit the shelves here soon. So check us out. Go follow at Bluegrass Elite. They just started a X account, so they're very start dropping some stuff. And we'll see y'all Saturday for our late night happy hour show. As always, go Cats.
Go give us all a thumbs up or a like, and Rando a thumbs down. Go Big Orange.
That's fine. It's engagement.